this world? What have they done to us? What did they do to us?
But anyway, I stopped because of this. See this here? This is, they're recruiting. Victoria Police are recruiting now, and I've noticed a lot of ads. They're all recruiting. There's a recruitment drive, and I've just spoke to this chap standing here right in the middle, and as nervous as all fuck. I said, what do you reckon the reasons are behind you needing to have a recruitment drive? I mean, they've never really needed to push it before, and his answers were stress, you know, that kind of thing, people getting tired of the job, and so that was the main reason for it. But he was incredibly uncomfortable when I said, well, that's right. He also said there was a lot of people were burnt out by the over COVID because, you know, the public were getting pushed back pretty hard and they were being a bit unfair, he thought, because they were seeing them as, you know, the bad guys. And I said, oh, that must have been the rubber bullets. I said, that must have been the rubber bullets that did that. And he goes, oh, not really. I said, oh, I think so. I think I saw them flying through the air. So it's interesting that he wasn't ready to buy into any of that behaviour the police did. There was nothing. He says, oh, there was only a few, like there were fucking troops on the ground. It was a military operation. The police were heavily involved, heavily armed, and were brutal. But this guy here is, he said, well, I'm not, and I said, do you think the medical interventions had anything to do with the police staff shortage? Nah, mate, it's all bullshit, it's all bullshit. I said, so you're not mandating them? He goes, nah, that's all bullshit. I said, so it's pretty interesting that you have this spike of people who are sick as well, because when they had a union movement the other week, they said there was 900 sick, 600 vacancies, all written on their car windows. They had this big union protest for the, I can tell you that fucking much, there ain't no one here signing any papers. And am I surprised? Not really. On because he's walking around the Bunnings, but he will be putting his gun back on, and he's not very relaxed. He thinks he's the gold standard, and he thinks that, you know, he thinks the vaccines are bullshit, but he doesn't think they've made anyone sick because he doesn't know anyone. Of course we don't know anyone because no one talks about it. Do they? Of course. I think if you think about the police, say, as opposed to, say, a banker or, you know, a bank teller or someone who works in a corporate job, it's much harder for them to walk away in some ways because they're not under the stress the police are. So at some point, the police have been mandated to jab, they've been mandated to attack people, they've been mandated to keep their mouth shut, they've been mandated to punish the most vulnerable and the most, you know, it's the worst possible scenario. So it must be easier. For me, this is how I think. It's got to be a lot easier to walk away as a cop because, fuck, your own personal health.
Carrying the weight, yeah.
Yeah, you're carrying that weight, but you're committing crimes. The police were committing crimes, and I don't know about you, but at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. I'm not a big fan of the police, and boo-hoo. You know, that's what I say, boo-hoo. And it's a very low bar when the police finally say something, and it must be bad because they've said it. Yeah, big deal. I mean, they've got some comeuppance coming, and that cop I spoke to, I should have filmed him. He wouldn't have stood there and talked to me if I filmed him. But I
thought you did the right thing, but because I had a lot of trouble downloading that video from your Facebook page, so that's why it's a bit jumpy as well.
Sure,
I finally got it going.
Yeah,
but I noticed because I kept on replaying it. The cop actually looks at you and he can see that you're talking to the camera, but he looks away. So he doesn't go up and question you, what the hell are you doing? So I'm quite sure he knew you were taking some sort of video with audio.
Well, he'd already spoken to me, Tom. He'd already spoken to me. So I went up and spoke to him straight up. I walked right up and go, and this is pretty much how I did it. I said, how you guys going? What's going on? What are you up to? So I talk to them like they talk to you. That's like, you know, so what's going on, guys? You know, it's like as if it's any of their fucking business. But it is my business. They're public servants and they've got this public display going on. Tell me, what are you doing? Well, we're getting recruitment. Oh, yeah, where have you been today? And what do you do for entertainment? You know, I don't know. But I just straight away, he was getting fidgety because I already had that status. That status that he's used to. He hasn't got his gun on. He's not in the street. He doesn't get to tell me anything. And I've got him backed up against a tent that says we're recruiting now. The hypocrisy of that, them beating on us and now putting their hand out and say, do you want to come join the club? The irony. And he knows I know. He can see it. Fuck, I don't need this guy here because he's surrounded by all these young cadets. These little, you don't know if you saw them. They were like teenagers, 20-year-olds. And there's me coming up. I'm older than he is. And he was uncomfortable from the get-go. He was fidgety and, well, mate, you know, I don't know, you know. And when I said, did you have to take any medical interventions? He didn't know what I was talking about. He says, what do you mean? And that's how intelligent they are. They don't understand that it's even a medical intervention. They go, oh, you mean the vaccines? Well, I've had 2 and I'm okay. I said, well, that must be it then. That's the science dealt with. Good job, Inspector fucking Plod.
Yeah, obviously not up to date then. You should be about 9.
Yeah. Exactly. When he pulled the plug early, TJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And didn't they all though? I think that they were the first, I think, to realise, whoa, because they were at the front, weren't they? I think they were the early ones.
Yeah, they were the early ones with the nurses and doctors. Yeah, I think they were just after the nurses and doctors. Yeah.
And they know what's going on. The hospital knows what the police know. All those authorities know because the AMBOs, they all know what's going on. And so I can imagine there were very few of them would have taken a third. I don't know. I'm guessing.